Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back. And as you can see, I have my gloves on again. Some people haven't really commented on why I wear the gloves. My hands are pretty cracked and chafed from the really bad weather. I've tried lotion, I've tried everything. They will heal, but it's going to have to take a while. Maybe wait till the warmer weather comes along, and then maybe I'll take the gloves off. But in the meantime, I really don't want anybody being, grossed out by my hands, so I'm wearing these gloves. So today's video, I thought I would just go and go over all my South African knife collection, which I've done before, but every once in a while I get a new knife and then there's an update, and I feel like I need to do one of these going over the whole collection all over again. And it gives people a chance to see what it is that I own, and maybe they might be interested in a particular knife maker, or maybe there's a knife that might catch their eye that they're like really Googling over. I mean, I've done that. I've seen other people's knife collections, and I'm sitting there thinking, I gotta have it. So, this is sort of like a way for me to show people what it is that I have, and why not? It's a collection. You're proud of it. You want people to see what it is that you have. So forgive me if I don't remember the names of all of these knives. This is going to be part 1 of 4 videos. So let's go ahead and get started. This one is made by J.D. Van Deventer. And that's the thing, is I'll remember the maker. I just probably might not remember the name of the knife. This one I do. This is called the Persian Flipper, made by J.D. Van Deventer. This knife runs on ball bearings. The blade is M390 steel. We've got really pretty blue liners on this knife with the fluted carbon fiber on both sides and beautiful black titanium pocket clip on that. Really, really, really nice knife. The knife has really nice smooth action running on ball bearings. To deploy the knife, it's more of a push-button flipper. They all have different kinds of flipper action on them and the way that you would flip it. This one is more of a push-button rather than a swipe. So, really nice action, very nice and smooth on regular stainless steel ball bearings. J.D. Van Deventer, Persian Flipper. The next one is made by Des Horn. Some of you guys may have heard of Des Horn. If you're into Spyderco, he's got just the one knife called the Spyderco Des Horn, which he makes out of cocoa bolo wood. That knife I don't have, and that knife is actually discontinued. So this is actually the very first front flipper that I ever got. I never got one before. So if you're into front flippers, and there's this one's name right on it. The most unique thing about this knife is that it does not run on ball bearings. This is a washer knife. Really nice and smooth action on it. It's not as smooth as it used to be because I just oiled it. But it used to be almost drop shut, but I'm sure I don't know if that's going to happen again. But, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have, oiled it so much. But, yeah, it has really nice smooth action on it. The most interesting thing about this knife is that, again, it's called the Slim Boo Boo, and this is made with G10 with the twist. The G10 has been sculpted, okay, by Des Horn. It's really very pretty. It's sort of a 3D effect on that. I'm pretty sure he did this with some kind of a machine. I don't believe it's CNC machining because this one doesn't do CNC machines. Okay, it's got the twist feature, the twist look all the way around the knife on this one. And the most significant thing about this knife is the steel that he uses is exclusive to him. There are a couple of other people that use this steel if they can find it, but from what I understand, Des Horn is one of the largest owners of this knife steel. The knife steel I'm talking about, if you look very closely, it's called Nitrobe 77. It's a rare steel in South Africa and incredibly rare here in the States. I don't think there's even a United States knife maker that even uses that steel. So, but what makes this steel so unique is the way that the steel, the process that the steel goes through. So this steel goes through a rigorous heat treatment process that this horn does. And then the steel is dipped in liquid nitrogen 4 times to give it strength. And I am telling you, this steel is incredibly sharp. You can check out my videos on this knife. I did do paper cut tests on these. I just forgot to bring the paper out for this, and anyway, I was just going to go over my knives anyway. So, the Slim Boo and Nitrobe 77. The next one is by Willem Steenkamp. What attracts me to Willem Steenkamp is his elegance in knife making. Very, very clean way of putting the materials together, and all of his knives look very, very elegant. So this is made and done in all brown micarta. As you can see, the elegance in the way he makes his knives. The pivot is in gold. I mean, this is practically a knife you could probably wear with a suit. I mean, it's just so pretty. It's got a really nice gold titanium pocket clip to match. And even the backspacer is made with brown micarta. And the gold liners really just make it shine. I saw this. I just thought it looks really fantastic. Really beautiful. Nice smooth action running on IKBS ball bearing system. Stainless steel ball bearings. Really very nice. Really very pretty. He just makes really, really classy folders. The steel is M390, in case you're wondering. I just think this is just fantastic looking. I love the way this knife looks. I have carried this and I have used it. I also wipe it down right after I use it a lot. All the knives I have in my collection, I use them. A real knife connoisseur will tell you that these knives are used and that they're not really brand new. Because I do use them, I just don't use them heavily. I use them lightly. This one is by Trevor Burger. And I can't remember the name of this one. But anyway, the knife is made by Trevor Burger. It's got these sort of, I guess, gray, I'm going to say gray, bolsters and lightning strike carbon fiber with the silver running through it on both sides of the handle. We've got a really nice milled pocket clip. The backspacer is done in G10, really very pretty. One of the things that's interesting about Trevor Burger is that he doesn't put his name or any writing on the knife. Case in point, I mean, if you look at the Willem Steenkamp, there's his logo right there on the knife. You know what I mean? And you can even see the IKBS ball bearing system right there on the blade. Trevor's not into that. He likes to have his knives completely clean. And he's got a lot of like Easter eggs on his knife. Like you can find his name on the knife if you want. In fact, if you're looking closely, there's his initials right there. TBC, Trevor Burger Custom. TBC, Trevor Burger Custom. He's got it hidden like on the scale of the knife. I guess he doesn't like writing on his knives. And if you look on the inside of the knife, I just remember the name of this knife is called the Dakar Flipper. And I remember the name of the knife because it's actually written inside the lining of the knife. Yeah, there it is. You can see the car all the way. Well, I don't know if you guys can't see that, but on the back inside of the backspacer, it says Dakar in there, giving it the name of the knife. So this is the Trevor Burger Dakar Flipper. The blade on it is M390. Really very nice. One of the things about Trevor Burger is that he has very soft detents. I mean, really soft. I don't know if I can, there you go. So soft you can actually shake it open and use inertia to open the knife. But the action is very, very smooth. As you can see, it's practically drop shut. Trevor Burger Dakar Flipper. The next one is a knife made by COSSteen Camp. That's Willem Steenkamp's older brother. The knife making runs in the family. With these two. And COSSteen Camp has his own style. He's very famous for contrasting colors on his knives. As you can see, he's got the white with the like the brown micarta. I call this like my 1970s knife. It looks like a knife that you'd probably carry in the 1970s, you know, with that white look and the, you know, like sort of like the brown like micarta on it. It just looks very 70-ish. I don't know. You know, if they had a custom knife in 1970, this is what it would look like, pretty much. And I saw that, I thought this looked kind of interesting, so I picked this up. The blade steel is N690, and again, the name of this knife escapes me. It's got beautiful gold liners on it. Yeah, I can't remember the name of this one, I'm sorry. But the knife is made by Willem Steenkamp. This is a big sucker, and kind of a rare knife in a way. This knife was made by Andre van Heerden. Really big knife. The blade steel is M390. There's his logo right there, Andre van Heerden. We got the nice blue gold liners. G10 scales, sculpted scales, with the titanium pocket clip. The titanium pocket clip was originally silver. I had a friend make it blue to match the liners. I thought that would be a great idea. It turned out to be an awesome idea. I had also asked him to make the pivot blue, but it turns out that the pivot is not titanium, so that was kind of disappointing. But he couldn't anodize that to make it blue. What makes this knife so rare is that Andre van Heerden doesn't have a lot of his solo knives out there. He's got a few, but he's very famous for working with knife makers like Andre Thorburn and knife designers like Tashi Barucha, who's a French designer. He just loves collaborating with other knife makers to make his knives. And I had to get this one just because it's a solo piece. It's so freaking huge. Action's really very nice. I love that. Moving on to the my next COSSteen Camp knife. This one I actually had made for me by COSSteen Camp. I contacted him and had asked him to make me a front flipper knife, and this is what he came up with. I thought it was really beautiful when I got it. We have red carbon fiber bolsters with the white Westinghouse pivot ring and white Westinghouse handles, scales. Now, what's interesting about white Westinghouse is this is the same exact material used to insulate refrigerators back in the 1950s and 60s. And as far as I understand it, there's this huge warehouse somewhere, I think it's in the United States, I'm not sure, where it burned down and they had a ton of this material, and South Africans realized that it was practically indestructible, so they sculpted it and decided to put it on knives. And as you guys can see, it's incredibly beautiful material. You'd never guess that this is like refrigerator material, so... Which is one of the reasons why I got into South African knives, because these guys can do just about anything with the materials that are around them. I mean, they make incredible, incredible scales out of just whatever natural materials they have around them. They could probably take porcelain from a toilet and make it look gorgeous. It's just a really great skill that they've got. So this is part one of my collection, the big knives. I'm going to go now bring out part two of the big knives, and that one's going to be a lot more flashier than what you see here. So I'll see you guys in just a bit.